Hello, and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. Today we are reviewing Grave Encounters, so stay tuned for our review.
Are you a male or a female spirit? Once for a male, twice for a female. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Wait till I ask a question. Are you evil? Once for yes, two for no.
Are you evil?
Success is a fickle thing.
Is this a metal thing?
Yes.
Who are you touching earlier? What was her name?
David, what is this?
It's pretty thick.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits.
Mistletoe alert.
This is backcountry. This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo be pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, you're such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso.
Horror.
Hello, and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. I'm Sydney Lee, a premium ghost hunter and ghoul slayer. And with me are my wonderful co-hosts, the badass EMF reader, Max Allen, and the best guy around, the psychic Bryce Hanson. Together we make
I predict that we're going to have technical issues.
Okay. Don't manifest it.
I'm sorry. I only do it. I only say what the spirits tell me to.
That's true. That's true, Houston. Together we make a silly, goofy, but very serious and good horror movie review podcast. New theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. You guys know the drill. Full video on YouTube. Don't be a square. Make sure to share. Also, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/horrormovietalk, the equivalent of the adult section. The equivalent of the adult section at your video rental store. Also, if you want to add your P to the community pool, go to horrormovietalk.com or call 682-253-4468 and leave us a voicemail. We've got a great show today, guys. We're reviewing Grave Encounters. Woohoo.
Is this the best movie we've ever reviewed on this podcast? Maybe.
Maybe. Could be.
It stinks.
Bryce.
Oh, no.
No, it doesn't stink. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst.
Well, maybe I should intro it before we get into our
Sorry.
review. Bryce.
All right.
Okay. We'll start by giving out a brief review and score for the movie. We score on a scale of 1 to 10. After we give our score, we'll get into spoilers and take a deeper dive into what we liked and hated about the film. And later, we're going to do voicemails. We're going to do voicemails?
Yeah, we'll do horror movie horrors.
Horror
We've
movie
got enough
horrors
voicemails
later.
to do.
Hell yeah. Thanks for calling in so much, guys. I feel like we do this all the time. It's great.
Mm-hmm. It's like the same 5 people, but we love them.
No, but it's great because they always have new things to say. We love
They
our
do.
fans.
It's pretty fun.
Our loyal fans. All right. So Grave Encounters can be found free with ads on Tubi, and Bryce said that it's free without ads on Hoopla. And also PB and Poo Boo and Joob
Is
Joob.
anyone-
I watched it on Freevee
Oh, okay.
with ads. Like ads every 5 minutes, and there were 6 of them at a time.
Mhm.
It was
It's really
rough.
fun. I love watching movies like that.
Have
I
you
couldn't be
guys? Do
bothered
you
to
guys
look up
ever
Hoopla.
use Hoopla or Canopy?
No.
I've
Telling
used
you.
Canopy before. Is that like the library one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
Libby was the library one.
Well,
Maybe.
Libby is like one of the digital readers. Hoopla has...
Which one is Fubu?
Fubu is For Us By Us. It's a clothing brand. Yeah, Hoopla, you can do like audiobooks, music, movies, TV, like all different media is like on Hoopla. So it's like kind of grab bag. And then on Canopy, it's all just movies or TV shows. It's mostly movies.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's free, and it usually when stuff is on Tubi or something ad supported, there's about a 50-50 chance it'll be on Hoopla or Canopy. So again, another plug. Get your library card, folks, and enjoy ad-free material.
I got kicked out of my library the other day.
I know, because you're one of those groomers.
You're a heathen.
Yeah, I was trying to groom children by buying a book for myself.
About religion.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Wait, you were buying the book?
No, I guess I was renting the book.
Okay.
But I couldn't. And also
Max is not too familiar with how libraries work in general.
Okay, I am.
Book.
I just
Borrow.
misspoke. I borrow books all the time. And actually, no, they for real won't let me go back now. Well, I could go back. I just can't check out books because my ID is from Utah, and they just made a new rule that you can't have a library card if your ID is not from Idaho.
Why is your ID still from Utah? You've been living in Idaho for years.
I know. I've been here for 5 years, but I just never got a new one.
What?
How,
What about your
when does your driver's
correspondence
license expire?
that come? Like...
I don't know. I'm gonna look at that thing.
It usually expires when you're 26, so soon.
It will expire next year
Yeah.
in January.
Well, get a new license, you degenerate.
What about all your mail?
Maybe.
Does it not go to your house?
What mail?
Okay.
I don't check my mail.
I get mail all the time.
All right. Grave
Okay.
Encounters.
Okay.
Grave Encounters.
So, Grave Encounters follows a Zak Baggins Ghost Adventures type crew while they film their first season of the titular show, constantly in search of new scares and not afraid to create their own for movie magic. They go to stay at an abandoned mental hospital in Maryland where they get locked inside for 8 hours in hopes of getting some good footage and getting the hell out of there. Not expecting to see anything out of the ordinary, they're in for more than they bargained for. My review is this is a very fun movie. There's plenty of things to laugh at throughout to relieve you from the unexpected jump scares of ghouls and goblins. It's not as serious and dreadful as something like Paranormal Activity, but it's not trying to be something like that. They don't waste much time getting into the nitty-gritty of how haunted the asylum really is. The pacing is good and the scares are effective even on a repeat watch. The main problem I have with this movie is that the end drags on for a bit too long. It could have been a little tighter in the beginning and in the end, but the meat in the middle works. All in all, it is a good scary movie. It's a fun time, but as you watch it multiple times, it gets less effective. And I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. That's not my original score, though. The first time I saw it, I probably would have given this an 8, but I think it's just, this is my 4th time watching it, I think. So it's kind of like, okay, yep, I know what happens. Some of the jump scares still got me, but it's still really good. Like 7's a good score. So. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I think I'm about aligned with you. It's about a 7 out of 10. I mean, I love the concept and I love like kind of the turns in the end, but the end does drag on a little. Yeah, I mean, it feels like, I guess like what I'd compare it to is As Above, So Below. And that one, for some reason, just has that little bit extra that pushes it. And this doesn't have that little bit extra. But it's definitely a good watch and fun, especially if you've ever watched any of these like ghost hunter shows. If you've ever watched Zak Baggins, it's like, this is great.
Honestly, play that other clip from Zak Baggins.
The TikTok one?
Either one. Either the TikTok one or the one where he's reading poetry. I think they're both really funny.
Yeah, hold on. Where did the chat
We need
go?
more of that in here.
Oh, here it is. Got this one.
Jack, who were you touching earlier? What was her name? Your mom?
Is this spirit being a smartass by saying that it was touching my mom?
I like how surprised he is in that one. Your mom?
He's a ridiculous
And then this
man.
one. this one's pretty.
You are like the sunshine of my eyes, because when I look at you, I'm surprised. Your smile glows like snow. That's so stupid, Zach. It's so stupid.
Looks like he's reading poetry.
Your smile.
I'm on it.
Jerusha, your smile glows like a butterfly, and when we...
What are you... Oh, you okay, man?
Ouch, 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 ouch.
You all right?
Ouch.
Butterfly. Dude, you all right?
Oh, poetry.
So good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, that's the thing that I said to my wife while I was watching this. I was like, this is like a toned down version of Zak Baggins. Like, Zak Baggins is 200% more ridiculous and fake and cringy than this movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty great. So I mean, if you like that show, it's pretty good. And not super predictable. I mean, it went places in the end that I wouldn't have predicted from how kind of traditional and how obvious the setup is. What did you think, Max?
I really like this movie. I think the best part is just like how the building like interacts with them and the things that it does is like truly horrifying, and it's nightmarish and makes you feel like you're trapped. Maybe that's why I feel so claustrophobic today in my closet. But I really like that about it. I think the things I don't like about it are like the fact that there's not really any storyline. They kind of just go in the house, it gets spooky, and then the movie's over. But I enjoy it. I enjoy them just being spooked around for an hour and a half. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 as well. I was going to give it a 6, but I think my personal enjoyment of it just like raises it up a little bit.
Have you guys, I can't remember if I've asked, have you guys read House of Leaves before?
No.
I tried to
Sydney,
once.
have you?
I tried, and it got so I started having to write things down in a notebook to like follow along, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna get so sucked into this that I might like go crazy. So I stopped reading it, and I gave it back to the library. I was like, no,
Yeah,
thanks.
House of Leaves is like, yeah, it's that. I think it's one of those books where you just have to say, let it flow through you. Don't try to pay too much attention, because the actual story, like the story that you're supposed to enjoy, is pretty obvious. Like it, like all the extraneous and like coded stuff is like, it's not as important. But the main story within the story within the story of that book is like hallways and doors that just don't obey the laws of physics, similar to how this movie ends.
Like
Scary.
Skinamarink.
Yeah. So yeah, this is good. It's good. We're all in
pretty good.
agreement.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
fun
pretty
little
good.
ride.
It's fun.
The second one, by the way, sucks so bad.
I've
Really?
never
Movie's
seen
terrible.
it. I've never seen
It's
it.
not good.
I'm not a sequel person usually, so I'll just stick with the original. Except for Paranormal Activity, I've seen almost all of them. I love those movies. I have the first 3 on DVD. If you're listening to these commercials, you should know that you don't have to. You should go to our Patreon at patreon.com/horrormovietalk, and you should sign up for any of our wonderful tiers that have so many options and so many perks, and you can give us money to support us while also getting all of our extra content. And I think a couple weeks ago we released like 3 separate episodes on one day for patrons only. So that was a fun time to be there. So we have a lot of good stuff going on. Our pretentious reviews, we have our after pods, just go check it out. Also, we have our HMT shop. If you go to our website, horrormovietalk.com, we also have our link tree in bio if you want to find any of our stuff on there. Also, don't forget to check out our resident artist, Dustin Goebel. He's a professional artist who fucks hard. He takes commissions for artwork from HMT fans. We love him so much, and he is so amazing. And every week, I feel like it gets better and better, our art, and I love it. And it's so fun. Thanks, Dustin. Contact him at DGOEBEL00 on Instagram and make your artistic dreams come true and tell him that we sent you. Once again, our voicemail line is 682-253-4468. And you guys should call in because you're going to be on the show. And that's just a definite. No matter how fucking weird you are, we want you here. We want you.
Is that true? I feel like I'd screen some if they got too weird.
I feel like we don't screen them. I don't screen them. I just wait until we do. We have fun time. But as always, thank you so much for listening, and let's get into spoilers.
You know what? Actually, you're right. We don't screen the voicemails because nothing you could say in a voicemail, it would be weirder than some of the stuff Bryce texts us.
Yeah.
So why is your camera turned off, Bryce?
I know why I couldn't see you for a second. I was like, hello?
What did I send that was weird?
Oh, Bryce.
I read it out loud to my friends last night. They were dying at what you said, Max. Like after. Like Max has to say that for legal purposes.
Oh.
Yeah, well, Bryce, you don't want to read that one.
Don't read it.
Well,
we'll do it for the next episode.
Okay, we'll do it for the next episode.
It's more relevant. Yeah, so this movie...
I was just trying to be thematic for the next episode, all right?
I'll just go like this and we'll put a censor bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. So yeah, we've played a lot of Zak Baggins clips from Ghost Adventures, and yeah, this movie is a Zak Baggins parody, and I think it does an excellent job at making fun of that show and making fun of him. Because the main dude, I honestly forget his name, but the main guy is like this diva. Like he's like a diva. He's like, move the camera here. No, you're aggravating me. You're aggravating. It's so good. So
he's Lance Preston. Lance Preston is a good choice for a character name for this guy.
It really.
I also like how he never wants to redo his takes. They'll be like, "Oh, we have to redo that one. A car went in the back." He's like, "I'm not redoing that." And they just move on.
He's like, I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. But yeah, so the movie's introed by like some guy who's like, this is raw, unedited footage, only edited for time of like Lance Preston and his crew making their show. Grave Encounters. Yeah, that's the name of the show. Why did I forget that?
It is called Grave Encounters. Did you guys think that opener was just like kind of didn't need to be there? Like it felt too much like, well, we need to explain how we got this footage, so we'll put like a 5-minute clip of a guy just randomly talking about it.
No, yeah. I liked it.
Really?
Because then
I felt like it didn't even need to be there.
It saves the exposition, because then you'd have to show them like telling people that they're interviewing what their show is and what it's about, and that would feel hacky. I would have gone the other way. I would have said like, it's great, but I would have cut back a couple times to that guy to like explain things. And,
yeah,
like,
or maybe
like,
at the end, like be like, and that was the footage, like, and this is what
explain
happened.
How they
how
found the footage, or
yeah.
I think that by the nature of found footage, like everyone wants everything to be like explained. Like you have to have a good reason for having a camera out all the time, and you have to have a good reason for where this footage came from. I just don't even think that's true anymore. Like there's so many found footage movies where now I'm just like, yeah, just throw me in. I don't care. I'm going to assume there's a good reason for it. I just want to have fun.
Yeah. I like how Hell House LLC does it. That's like one of my favorite found footage films of all time. That movie fucking scares me. But like they do it, it's like a news story. and like they're like, oh, this is what happened and whatever, and then here's like the footage we got of these people like opening their haunted house, and that like I think that frames it really well. It was kind of ham-handed with the guy, because if he's only going to be at the beginning, then it's kind of a little pointless, because they do it like Lance Preston and his crew explain the show for about like 7-ish minutes before they actually go into the
I guess in the
thing.
in the intro to the show, like when they're shooting the intro, they're explaining the show just like any TV show would.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I like found footage movies that have rules around the found footage and like commit to the limitations.
Yeah.
Because I think it's more interesting if you limit yourself on like, no, someone has to actually be like a character that we can't see has to be shooting this, you know?
Yeah.
Like the found footage movies where it's like all of a sudden every character is on screen and there's like, you know, dynamic cuts that don't make sense, but just the fact that they have it shaky, you're like, oh yes, this is very real. Like I don't.
Some.
I mean,
really
I can have like the suspension of disbelief and not notice it, but it turns more into a movie that's shot shittily, you know, at a certain point. And you're like, okay, now they're just found footage is just they're shooting with a shaky cam, and that's all it means in this movie.
I mean, there's definitely movies that abuse it and don't make it actually scary or realistic. Like if you go on Tubi and just like look at some of the obscure found footage movies they have, they are bad. Like I remember watching one where it was like found footage for a while, and then it like switched to like a regular movie for a little bit, and then like switched back and like never said anything about it. One time I was literally like 45 minutes into a movie and I'm like, I still don't know why they're recording this. So I think there is like, you know, if you don't do enough, it won't make sense. But I just don't think you need to spend like the whole first quarter of the movie explaining why everything is the way it is. Like, I'll just believe you.
It wasn't a quarter. It was a couple minutes, you know, just a prologue.
Well, that part was, but they still explain it like throughout for the first little while. It's a lot of just like setting stuff up, and well, I guess that's what movies are supposed to do, aren't they? Just set stuff up.
Of course. But like I think besides the guy in the beginning, like when they're actually interviewing people, I think it sets up who each of the individual characters are more than like explaining what the show is. Like it shows that Lance Preston is a diva and kind of a dickhead, and he's like trying to control all aspects of the situation because he thinks he's fucking Tom Cruise. And like, and that's exactly
the gardener scene.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you have $20? Just give him $20. And he's like, I saw a ghost right there. It was scary.
The ghost was on the outside of the building.
An exterior ghost.
An exterior apparition.
Yeah, that was great.
So then they set it up that they're with the caretaker of the asylum, and he's saying that he's seen some creepy things, and it kind of foreshadows like what might happen later. And he's like, yeah, so lock us in for 8 hours and come back at 6 a.m. and pick us up. And the caretaker's like, are you fucking sure? Like, are you really like, are you sure you want to do this? And Zak Baggins is like, I want to do this. I've literally never seen a ghost and nothing's ever happened. So why would it happen today? And that's kind of what they all think.
Yeah. I love like how true to life the reactions of everyone other than the crew has to the ghost. Like even the caretaker that's seen things, he's like, yeah, I don't know about ghosts, but you know, I've seen these things and I don't know how to explain it, but you know, and the people that are like, yeah, I saw a shape. I don't know what it was, but I don't know, maybe it was a ghost. And that's like, if you've talked to anyone that's seen ghosts, that's basically what it is. Unless they're, I don't know, to me, just making stuff up for attention, which I can usually suss out pretty quickly. It's
but
usually
where
like,
would we be in the world if people didn't make stuff up? You know, it'd be boring.
That's
We
true.
wouldn't have Grave Encounters. We wouldn't have any horror movies if people didn't make stuff up.
We wouldn't have any politics, you know.
So let people lie.
We'd have
We
no
wouldn't
government.
have an economy.
Right.
But yeah,
We'd
so
just be living in some kind of utopia.
Yeah, that would
told
suck.
the truth all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get a string of interviews. We get some goth people. We get some construction workers. We get the caretaker. And then it's time for them.
The caretaker, even the other thing is like the caretaker, even though he's seen things, he's not like warning them or being like the omen of doom. He's just like, all right, you know, you're going to stay in here? Okay. He's not like, no, this is a bad idea. You're going to get hurt. There's no one like foreshadowing or being like a fake movie, you know, person at a gas station being like, you're all going to be doomed. It's like,
I like that though.
That's how a lot of people in like actual reality ghost shows act. Like you can tell they're kind of just there because the network said they could have some money if they got to look around their place and interview people. And so they're just like, yeah, there was a ghost over there. And I was kind of scared. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that window moves sometimes.
Yeah. And I think that like from all these people that they interview at the beginning, like none of them have actually ever stayed overnight or locked themselves in there. So like that's, I think that plays into why like this stuff happens to them. But I also like, it's funny that we have the explanation at the beginning from that random guy, because it's like, I want to know how the fuck you got their cameras. How did you find them? How did you know where to go and find their fucking cameras? There was cameras everywhere. They were getting broken constantly. You just went in there and you found all the dead bodies and you went into the catacombs underneath the fucking like asylum. Like that's a continuity error that I need an answer to.
That's why I think it should have cut back to him and like had an epilogue at least and just say like, I mean, you could have made it spooky, but it could have been like, when we went back, all of the cameras and equipment were packed up and stacked neatly, and we saw no evidence of foul play, and there was no bodies, and we've never been able to find them again. And so, like, you could have made it like weird and creepy because when it starts, when the asylum starts not obeying the laws of physics and they're like walking down the same hallway for days and like nothing makes sense. It's like, yeah, the question is like, well, wait a minute, how are they ever going to find these cameras again? Like, is this place even in our dimension?
Is it evil? Yes or no? Once for yes,
once
twice
for yes,
for
two for no. Stop beeping. I didn't ask you a question yet. Yeah, I was talking to my friends last night about the movies we were doing today, and I was like, has anyone ever seen Grave Encounters? And one of my friends had seen it, and he was like, I was tripped up for days about the physics of it all. Like, you walk into like what I interpreted it as is like you would open doors and you would like there would be another hallway, and I don't know why I thought of that, like, oh, it's just another place, but he was saying like they were going in circles, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense, I guess, that they would be like walking back into the same hallway instead of just like walking and getting lost, and like there's a million different hallways to get into. Like, it makes a lot more sense for it to be like,
yeah, I mean, I think it could be either way. I don't think they explain it
matters,
exactly.
yeah.
But at the same time, they set up what, like 8 cameras, they said. And so if they were going in loops, that would explain why they keep getting caught on the cameras, I guess. But
yeah. But then I mean, yeah, I think it's both. Like they keep it's a labyrinth. And they keep like going back to where they were, but also like when he's walking down in the tunnels, like he's talking about, he's been walking all day in this tunnel. So it's like just a kind of never ending corridor that shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
And
because
so-
the caretaker at the beginning says it's a quarter mile of tunnels. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah, that's
quarter
not very
mile.
long.
Yeah, which wouldn't take you fucking 10 minutes to walk. Like 15.
which is terrifying, because that's like, okay, so how long would it take if I turned around? Can I get back to the place that I was, or is it just gonna, block it
Yeah.
off or whatever? So yeah, this whole like liminal
Scary.
space horror is cool.
It's
Um,
really scary.
I think the best part about this movie, which kind of leads into that, is when they're supposed to be let out by the caretaker at 6 a.m. and 6 a.m. comes and goes, and then it's like 6:30, 7, 7:30, 8, and it's like they're still trapped in there, and they're like, we have to get out of here. And so they start like breaking down the front door, and as soon as they break down the doors and it reveals a hallway, like that has got to be the best scene in the movie to me.
Yeah, because it's finally explicitly stating that they're stuck in there. Like, because there was other instances of that before where they're like, oh, we're getting lost a little bit, and we're seemingly walking down hallways for a while, but I don't know what's happening, right? Like I don't know. Like maybe we're just getting lost because it's dark in here. We've never been here before. And then when they break down the door and they see. On the front doors it says "Death awaits," like from the outside, and they were like, "Oh, that's kind of corny." And Zak Baggins is like, "Oh well, if we shoot it with some like creepy music and we put like a low light on it, anything scary, we could just do that. It's fine, it's fine." And then they walk into this hallway and they see "Death awaits" on the door, and that's when they really start freaking the fuck out. But at the beginning, like when they're first locked in there, they're just kind of like walking around, recording, doing the EMF readers, doing like, and they're not hearing anything, like straight up, nothing's happening. The one thing that they hear is like ends up being rats in another room. Like they're straight, like they're really trying to get something, and they're like, we just need some creepy shots. We just need something scary to happen, and nothing scary is happening. And until, what's his name? TC? Yeah, his TC sees the first creepy thing. His daughter calls him, or his wife and his daughter call him. He's on the phone. He puts the camera down. He's alone. And there's like a wheelchair behind him, and it moves a little bit. And he doesn't really notice it. He's just like, oh, okay. And then he gets off the phone. He starts recording more. And then that's when a door slams behind him. And that's the first thing that happens. And Lance Preston is like, oh my God, it needs to happen again. Slam the door if you can hear me. Slam the door. If you can hear me, shut the door. I don't even care how hard it is. You could just move it a little bit. Just move it a little bit. He just wants to see something
which
so
is
bad.
funny, because it's funny because they don't need anything else. If you've ever watched, Ghost Adventures, it's like literally all you need is the sound of a brick falling in the background, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's
the
all.
whole episode.
That's the entire episode. It's like this is the paranormal activity that we captured. Listen to this sound. Whoa, it's a ghost. I can't believe. Were you over there? No, nothing could possibly explain this clanking sound that we caught on camera. And then they'll talk another half hour about it and be like, I guess it's haunted. So like the fact that they already caught it on camera, the door closing, it's like, that's the whole episode. I liked, like, in terms of found footage movies, like if you watch Paranormal Activity, there is definitely a recipe, and part of it is just a lot of nothing has to happen at the beginning.
Like Blair Witch too.
Yeah. This movie does actually have a lot in it. It moves along at a pretty fast clip. So it goes from just a couple establishing shots just showing you that nothing's happening to like the 10 minutes or so of like, okay, the window opens, the wheelchair moves, and they don't see it, and then something that they see happens, and then pretty quickly devolves into like crazy shit.
Yeah, right after the like kind of spooky stuff starts happening, everything just goes crazy at once. Like one after another, the scenes are just worse and worse.
Yeah, because then they can't get out right after like this door scene, and then it's like flashes. It's like 1 p.m. now, and they're all sleeping. They're freaking out. It's another hallway. There's another hallway. They find an emergency exit door. It's another fucking hallway, and TC is like freaking out. And like honestly, he seems like the only one that has like a family. So he rightfully so. Like he just wants to get home and like see his daughter off to school and like go to sleep. And like they have like backup gear in the truck that they can't go get. Like there's like so many things. Like shit hits the fan, and it really fucking hits the fan. And then you're like, oh my God, this is like scary. Like this is like everyone I've ever shown this movie to has been like under a blanket. Like they're like, no.
My wife was freaking out last night. I convinced her to watch it. She never watches scary movies with me, and I convinced her to watch it, and she like was afterwards she looked at me and looked like she was about to cry. Like she's like, I feel so scared right now.
Aw. Well, it's nice she watched it with you though.
Yeah, it was nice. And when they go to the fire escape, I really like that scene too, because they see a sign that says roof access, and they're like, oh, finally we made it. And they round the corner on the stairs, and it's just a cement wall. Like that's so scary. That is crazy.
It's bad. That is like it's funny that we did 1408 recently, because it's like a lot of that kind of stuff too, like the brick walls, but like behind the doors and stuff like that happens a lot in this. And it's terrifying. And like the people, I think the way that they react, like the actors react to things, is very like real. Like it's like, okay, yeah, this is like all stereotypes of people who would like be exhibiting different reactions to this particular thing. Like people are getting so fucking mad, like, oh my God, like throwing shit around. People are like the girl's like crying and being like, I just want to go home. Like
that girl's crying got real annoying to me after a little while. She never stops crying.
No. I mean, if you got hello carved in your back.
No, I would be crying if I was in this scenario, but watching the movie, I'm like, please stop crying. You're crying in every scene.
My favorite character is Houston, though. He is so funny. The psychic. Oh my God. He is, because he's like trying to channel the spirits the whole time, and it's obviously not doing anything. And then once scary shit starts happening, he's like, I'm staying in the front room and I'm not fucking moving. I don't deal with this shit. I'm just a performer, guys. I'm just a performer. And they're like, Houston, fuck off. Leave us alone. You're no fucking help, man. It's so good.
I like the subtle competition between Houston and Trevor. Is that right? Trevor?
Lance,
between him and Lance, where it's like
Trevor.
Houston is trying to talk about something, and Lance is like, but let me talk now. Because it's like, yeah, it is more interesting to listen to a guy that supposedly has psychic abilities and can actually communicate, rather than the guy just yelling into the void. Like, can
Please
you fuck me in the ass? Fuck me in the ass if you're a ghost. Which is most of what Ghost Adventures is. Ghost Adventure, that's the most hilarious part about Ghost Adventures. It's just like how antagonizing Zak Baggins is to the ghost. How much of an asshole he is. It's like,
stop beeping.
It's so cringe.
I didn't ask you a question yet.
Stop.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention
that would be a great horror movie or a horror comedy. Is like, they've have to have made this already, but like, just have it be from the ghost perspective when Ghost Adventures comes to their house. Just like living their life, and
there
like
should be a Family Guy episode about that. It probably is.
Just mourning the tragic, murder suicide that you took part in, and then just some guy walks in your house like, she kill your kids? What? Show me what you did to your kids. Slit my throat. You're like, God damn it.
I don't want to do this right now, man.
Just a really annoying douchebag walking in your house and disturbing your peace as a ghost. You're like,
you know, when I was a teenager, I bought a EMF recorder, and I went to haunted locations to see if I can capture any spectral forces.
Did you get anything?
I never did, but I sure freaked myself out when I'd like walk in like a dark abandoned place and, you know, be there for like more than 2 minutes. I'm like, yep, this is scary.
Yeah. There's actually a movie with Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara called A Ghost Story, but it's not funny. It's not funny.
No, that is so sad.
That's a really sad, like, damn, I want to watch that again, actually. But, like, he does get annoyed with the people that move in the house, and he just starts, like, slamming shit at one point. And I'm just like, yeah, that's what I do too, man. That's what I do too.
Watching him watch his wife fall in love with someone else while he's just dead is just so tragic. It's so heartbreaking.
It's his girlfriend. They weren't even married. She didn't want to get married.
Well, then, you know,
sadder.
fair game.
It's even sadder.
he was haunted.
So sad. But we forgot to mention that after the door slams, her hair gets pulled, and that's really the inciting incident for like shit going downhill. Like they're just like talking about how the door just slammed and whatever, and then her hair just like goes up like this, and then just goes, and yeah, she freaks the fuck out, obviously, and then Lance Preston is like, pull my hair now. Will you pull my hair now? Please just pull my hair now.
He's such a pick-me. He's like, wait, yeah. I want it to happen to me.
And you know what? Shit does happen to him, and he deserves every fucking second of the torture that he goes through.
I mean, I don't know if he deserves the torture, but...
He kind of seems like a piece of shit. Honestly,
I think he was asking for it.
He was
That's
asking
right.
for
it. According to Sydney and Bryce, if you're a piece of shit, you deserve to be haunted to death,
lobotomized by ghosts. So obviously we've said that they couldn't get out, and then you know, they all start getting hungry because it's been like over a day since anyone's eaten anything, like 24 plus hours, and they're like, yeah, go look in the cooler. Go look. TC's like, yeah, go look in there. Go see what's in there. And all of their food has maggots over it. Like it's been weeks and weeks. And so then we kind of realize, oh, like, and Houston's like, well, it's the electromagnetic fields making our time. And they're like, shut up, Houston. But yeah, so it's like a time warp kind of vibe happening. We're not sure what time it is. We're not sure what day it is. They kind of lose track, obviously, at some point, because it's probably been like weeks at the end of the movie.
I love that it's always nighttime. That's a really scary concept.
Yeah, when he's talking about like he checked the night before when sunrise is going to be, and it was like 7:30, and it's like it's still pitch black outside. Like there's nothing outside the windows, which is also frightening if you think about it. Like, well, what is outside the windows? Like, what if you broke the windows and got out? Like, what's out there? And,
could you even get out? Like, even if you open the window, like when the creepy window opens and no one sees it, and then Matt sees it later on, like, and then he gets taken or whatever happens.
It does a really good job of like pacing those concepts out and like adding to the dread, because at first it's like, well, wait a minute, like this doesn't open to the outside, it's another hallway, and then it's like, oh, there's the roof upstairs, we can go on the roof, I saw a fire exit, and then they go up the stairs and it's just a blank wall, there's no door, and it just shifts all the hallways and doorways and stuff at whim, and it does that pretty well. I think the weakest part of the movie is when you see the CGI mouse, you know, when the ghosts finally go peekaboo and then chase after him. I wish they didn't do like the internet shock video fake CGI.
Well,
black
the
mouths and
unfortunate
eyes.
part is now TikTok has filters that are more realistic and scarier than
Yeah.
that. So it's like
It's been
just a little
14
dated.
years. Yeah, it's like, a 14-year-old movie and CGI was at a weird time at that point. So it's like,
But
you
the
can't...
guy missing his tongue on the roof, I thought that one was well done. That one was pretty scary.
Yeah, I just don't like that effect. It's just like,
Yeah, I liked when like there was like the creepy girl in the corner before she turned around. Like
Right.
they're kind of like, hello? And she's just like standing there, just kind of like NPCing, and you're like, oh fuck, like that's okay. And then she turns around, her like jaw unhinges, and it's like black, and it's okay. But I mean, it's scary. Like they're good jump scares, but then if you actually like look at it, you're like, all right, that's that's cool. But yeah, so it just kind of goes
ramps
from there.
up.
Yeah, it ramps up.
ramps up, and then it gets to the point.
A lot.
Yeah, you see a lot of ghosts. I think he went on record and basically said like, I think the director said like they wanted it
The Vicious
to be,
Brothers.
Yeah, the Vicious Brothers.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's the Disgusting Brothers. Have you guys ever watched Succession?
Oh my god, I love that show so much.
Yeah.
We're the Disgusting Brothers. No, he said basically he wanted to differentiate it from like the other found footage movies by being much less subtle with demons. He wanted them to visibly run at you rather than just move objects and slam doors.
I like it. I mean, it kind of it's like it's not just a ghost. It's not just an apparition. It's like a physical thing that can kill you at any time.
Yeah, and it's earned. Like they don't do it too early, so it's good. And then it ramps up so like to the point where
Matt goes missing.
like that one bathtub where the suicide happened is full of blood, and then just basically just eats the black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he falls into it and they're trying to get him out and they tip the tub over and all the blood pours out, but he's gone. Like, it's like, where did he go? That is so scary.
That's what everyone says. They're like, where is he? What the fuck? What the fuck? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? And before that, Matt had gone missing after they were trying to get prepared to leave. So Lance Preston is like, Matt, go get all the static cams by yourself. Like, and he's like, why do I have to go by myself? And he's like, because we don't want to go. So you have to go do it. And he's like, fuck. So he goes and does it, and he sees the open window, and no one had noticed that, obviously, because no one was in that room. And we just saw it on the static cam at one point. It was like just an audience secret or whatever. And then that's when Matt gets taken. He doesn't come back for at least 25 minutes. Like they cannot find him. And then when they do find him, he has a hospital bracelet on. They all get hospital bracelets at one point, which is scary as fuck. And he's like, a patient. He's been told that he's a patient, and he's not mentally there anymore. And he kills himself at one point because that's the only way out. That's what he keeps saying.
I thought what they were going to do with him was when he goes into that room and sees the window open, I swore I would have bet $1,000 that he would have been just pushed out the window by a ghost. It was like, obviously, the ghost is going to open the window and push him out.
That would have been easy. That would have been easy.
Well,
but
they're
they didn't
subverting
do
your
that.
expectations. I think one thing I didn't like about his character was he seemed to be a good actor when he was acting like a regular person. But when he was like getting more and more crazy, I was like, I don't know if I'm buying this guy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't think any of them were like exceptional actors. I think TC was the one that I was like, I related to the most. Like I was like, I could definitely
Houston
see.
was a good actor.
Houston was really good.
He's just so believable to be that guy.
He deserved to die. His death scene is really sad because he's just like lost. He has no light. All the lights are off, obviously. He's just trying to stumble around the hallway. He hears something. He gets strangled, thrown to the floor, and then a lightning strikes him and he dies. What the fuck?
He got laser zapped.
That was so funny to me because I'm just like, what do I write down for that? I don't even know what I wrote. I think it was lightning.
Yeah.
Lightning bolted dead. That's what I wrote down. Like, that was crazy. Like, what was that supposed to be? I don't know. It doesn't come back. They never find him. They never find Houston.
He looked like
He's
a
just
rat that was
gone.
chewing on like the main power line and like got through the cable. And just flew back.
Electrocuted. One of my favorite parts of this is when all like the hand comes through the window and then all the hands come out of the walls. Like, that's scary as fuck. And they're kind of like, what? They're all like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It's like being in a really, really scary haunted house. That's what this was to me, is like, some really fucking good haunted house. I can't wait for October when I can go to haunted houses again. It's my favorite part of the year.
Me
It's just
too.
like,
Oh my gosh, you should come to Idaho in October.
okay, sure. I mean, I'm coming in August.
Bryce, let us use the money for plane tickets.
How about we get Patreon up to $1,000 a month?
We're never gonna get there.
Wow. Don't say that.
Don't say that.
We were at like 800 when we started, and now we're at like 500.
Don't tell the people what we.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We will cut that out.
I'll bleep it.
Thanks.
Burp.
We just need another. We just need to, quadruple our Patreons, and then we'll be able to pay for travel for all of us.
I mean, you're still coming in August, right?
Yeah. That's all planned.
I met Bryce. Is he
okay.
coming?
Am I coming?
It's like 2 weeks from Monday, so.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'll only
So
be in
I'll-
Idaho for 2 of the days, so we'll figure it out. 2 or 3 of the days I'm there, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last like 20 minutes of this movie kind of sucks, I think, actually.
Yes, Matt
I like
kills
the
himself.
disappearance. I like the disappearance of Sasha.
That's a
No,
good.
I don't like that.
She
I actually did
randomly
not
just
like
starts
that.
puking blood, and then just the mist takes her.
The mist was
Mist.
so funny. Like, I was like, okay, and then fake Zak Baggins is like, Sasha, and obviously he can't find her. I like the only thing that I liked about the really long drawn out end sequence is when he kills the rat and eats it.
Yeah, that is great. My wife was like, is he done eating the rat yet? And I was like, yes. And she opened her eyes and then he starts eating the rat again.
It's crazy how fake they made that look.
Yeah, it
went
looks
from,
like a gummy rat.
Yeah, it looked like a normal rat to like a completely flat, like 2-dimensional paper rat the second he hit it. I was like, couldn't you just use a rubber rat? Would anyone really? I don't know. Anyways.
Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room. With rats. My last note for this this movie is Zak Baggins is so sad and scared, and he eats a rat, and then he gets lobotomized, and that's what happens in the last 20 minutes. But it's so long. It's just him walking.
It's
and
really
walking.
long.
It's like the beginning. It just drags a little bit. It's like, okay, we get it. We get the setup. We get what's happening. I don't think that they actually had to have him get lobotomized because they only said one thing about this doctor in the beginning. It really didn't have to come back. He could have just like some scary shit could have happened and it could have just ended like that. But they made him go in this like medical room. He finds a door. He's like, oh my God. And then there's like a bunch of ghosts performing surgery. And it's like, it's kind of ham-handed at the end. And I don't know.
In number 2, they have him be kind of like the guy from Jumanji who's been stuck in there for like 20 years. And
Really?
And he's like a survivalist. And it's.
But he gets lobotomized. So that doesn't make sense.
He just gets stronger after that.
They didn't take away the right part of his brain, baby.
No way. They actually scooped out the bad parts. Now he's just not depressed anymore and he's way stronger.
It's kind of fly. I wish that would happen to me.
I will say, like, the part with the mist, like, as soon as the mist started filling the room, I told my wife, like, okay, watch this part. This is like the best part. And then the mist goes away and she's just gone. And my wife's like, where'd she go? And I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea what just happened, but she's gone. So I do like that part. It's just kind of goofy.
The thing is that you see everyone die and then their bodies disappear, but like she doesn't die, like she just disappears. So it's like, I don't know. Like there's always continuity errors in horror movies, and that's fine. But like, I don't know. I think this movie's good and it's fun to watch with other people. So final recommendations. I think a group watch is a good, like if you watch this with your friends, it's good. If you watch this alone and it's your first time, you will get scared. I don't care if you like found footage or ghosts or not. Like there is scary parts of this and you will get scared alone, but it's good to show it to other people and make them scared. So what about you guys?
It is good. It's a lot of fun. It's like, you know, like we said, it's not perfect. It's not like a 10 out of 10. It's pretty basic, I'd say, as far as found footage goes, but it's just really fun the whole time. So I think everyone should watch it. It's a good time. Bryce, do you want to add anything, or are you looking at trivia again?
I'm trying to find a clip for the horrors thing. I'm trying to find the drop. It's good. I liked it. It's a great premise executed well. If you like found footage and you like ghost adventures, watch it. It's fantastic.
We all gave it the same score, which I don't think has ever happened. We all gave it a 7. That's pretty cool. We're on the same track. I wonder if we'll be on the same track for our next episode we're recording today. Probably.
I'll give you a hint.
I'm going to say probably. No way. That's low.
I think that's going to be my score.
It's really fucking low. Holy shit. I mean, I don't blame you.
You found that clip yet, Bryce?
I'm seeing.
You want me to be frank? You brought this on yourself.
No.
Sopranos?
Yeah. I can't find it. It's just not.
Talking to the boss here.
Good. Maybe someone will smack some goddamn sense into him.
Great. My own mother. Fuck you, you fucking whore.
I love Christopher.
That's so annoying.
You can't find the original horse thing?
Yeah.
Whore.
Fuck you, you fucking whore.
Hey, she was a whore.
You fucking whore.
Little whore.
All this over some dead whore.
She's a whore. My mother's a fucking whore.
Fuck you, you.
That'll work.
My mother's a fucking whore.
Should we go into horror movie horrors?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Pew, 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 pew. How many we got?
All right, Sydney. This one's for you.
God. Oh, fuck.
We could have been great. We could have had it all. But then you went along and found a new boyfriend faster than I could put pen to paper or voice to mail. All you gentlemen out there, hear me. You mustn't wait until she breaks up with her lover to start courting her. Let your intentions be known at once. Lovers and husbands be damned. Because you could end up like Di, chasing after the Subaru driver of your dreams, only for her to slip away to an undeserving scoundrel. But not all is lost. There is still hope yet. I am reminded of the age-old adage, husbands and lovers alike are akin to goalies. Just because they're there doesn't mean you can't score. All I would have to do is legally change my name and wait for him to upset my lady so horridly she goes running into the arms of someone much more interesting who will appreciate her and her feet and what they could potentially do for the podcast. Don't worry, Sydney. I'll still edit your pictures for the Patreon, free of charge. Those piggies are worth something much more than money, after all. And that thing? Well, that thing is hope.
That
Hope
thing
that
is my
one
heart.
day I will be able to be in the presence of such immaculate dogs, ripe for the warship. I fear this message might be my last, for I cannot endure this anymore. This heartbreak. Maybe we will meet again in the next life. A life free of obstacles. A life free of suitors that will not appreciate you for your elegantly pale and wondrous physique the way I would. Goodbye, my fair-footed maiden. May we meet again someday, if fate wills it.
Holy fuck! That was like, honestly, CJ, that was so romantic. Like, not even fucking.
He killed himself at the end.
Such yearning. I don't think I've ever experienced that. That was honestly beautiful.
He pines for you, Sydney. He pines.
I don't think I've ever had someone to yearn after me like that. That was incredible.
Don't worry, CJ. You should hear what he does to her cables. There may be hope.
At first, I thought that was a euphemism, but it's literally her boyfriend steals her cables all the time, like a monster. Unplugging peripherals is tantamount to DV. You know, it's violence.
Oh my god.
Anyways. Epic voicemail by CJ.
That was great. That might have been the best voicemail I've ever heard.
Sydney, honestly, I'm not hoping that stuff doesn't work out for you, but if stuff doesn't work out for you, I hope that you give CJ a call immediately. Just be like, all right, you're up. Let's see what you can do, brother.
You're up. And now at bat, CJ.
Howdy, Bobby Bloodspire here from a little remote island in Canada. Also a new father. Catching up, I should say, on your podcasts on YouTube while I rock the baby asleep. I'm taking this time now to catch up on some horror movies that I've had in my backlog for a while. Just wondering if you guys have any recommendations for some late night horror movies with me and little baby Macy. All right, guys, keep up the good work. And I'll call again soon. Bye.
Aw, cute.
Little baby Macy. That is cute. I could give some recommendations of ones that I'm gonna hopefully have us review soon, so then you could be ahead of the game.
Sure. What's the list?
Incantation has got to be.
Oh, I've seen that.
Top the list.
Yeah.
Lake Mungo. Speak No Evil. The Fourth Kind. I mean, Frankenhooker. Come on. These are
David
all...
will come back for that one if we ask him.
Really?
I guarantee it. Oh, yeah.
I would do that.
He can't shut up about Frankenhooker.
I love Frankenhooker. It's so funny. Anyways, those are the ones that I have hoping that we can get to soon. So if you watch those now, you'll be prepared.
I'm trying to think of movies to lull a baby to sleep that are horror movies.
I like Tales from the Crypt from 1972. That's a good one. I watched a few months ago. I don't know. I feel like we've done a lot of my favorite movies on here. Possession, 1981. That's not good. The Rocket Baby too. Revenge from 2017 is pretty good. I like that one. It's French.
Have you seen The Exorcist? That one's pretty good. No, actually, like for putting a baby to sleep, probably Paranormal Activities. If you haven't seen all of them, like
or
watch
Rosemary's
some Paranormal
Baby.
Activities.
You can.
Rosemary's Baby.
Guys, you can watch whatever you want with a baby.
Or The Omen.
They don't have the brain power to get scared at things.
Mm-hmm.
They get scared when they're falling and when no one picks them up when they cry, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
You can show them whatever kind of scary video you want. They will not freak out. They'll be fine.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of David, were we speaking of David?
Hey, it's David Day. I got two things. Number one, this Maxine episode where Sydney is lagging really badly, and almost every episode you guys have had is so crazy because I hear her like, my Wi-Fi. Bitch, what are you doing on Wi-Fi? You cannot be transmitting and receiving video over Wi-Fi. You need to get plugged into the router directly. That is a must. If you do it again and it sounds terrible, I'm going to call back and do this again. And the other thing I have is I have a question for Max after that horror or porno. How much porno does Max even watch? Is it a lot? Is it a little? I don't know. I know how much. I have a good idea. Bryce watches, and I mean, Sydney sounds like she really has a deep understanding as well. So anyway, Max, what's your relationship with porn? What has it been historically? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What kind?
Great question.
Mine want to know what twinks are into. Okay, bye.
Thank you, David.
Bless you.
I appreciate that. I have watched several porns. No, I've watched a lot of porn, like every other person on the planet.
Yep.
I don't watch it now. Just a personal decision I made. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds.
Good for you.
Is that since your marriage or since the baby?
Since like 6 months ago, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just didn't. I feel like it's nice to take breaks. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Me and my boyfriend have been talking about that, and both of us are kind of like, we should probably both chill out on it, like just separately. Like we were like talking about it the other day and talking about like the stuff we watch and stuff, and I was like, I kind of hate, like, I don't hate watching it, but I kind of hate myself for watching it a little bit. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, and we both were talking about it, but porn is bad for you, but it's so fun. So,
I gotta say, we did not fully address the fact that Sydney knew exactly where one of those clips came from. Like,
Wait,
the fact that
I
you
don't
knew.
remember that.
Who was it, Sydney? I can't remember even who it was. It was like, let me see if I can find it.
Well, I feel like you were giving us the wrong answers to them too, so I don't know.
Yeah, someone commented and was like, "This is 100% from a different movie," and you lied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did see that. I think I responded to that.
Are you lying in your bits, Bryce?
No, but there was one like Sydney was like, oh, it's dominatrix bitches number 5,
the cock destroyers.
The cock destroyers. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
It sounded like you were a subscriber. Like,
no,
yeah,
they're just like, they're like gay icons. Like, I mean, they're not gay, but like they're like icons in like the gay community, I think. And one of them died recently, so it's really sad.
Was not. Did their cock get destroyed?
Oh, sheesh.
Their cock got destroyed.
No,
and they died.
they are the cock destroyers. The two women destroyed cocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them died.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Rip.
Very sad. Yeah.
You actually can't even watch. Well, you can watch porn in Idaho still, but not like you used to. Like a lot of states this year made it so that like if you have to like upload your government ID to get onto Pornhub in Idaho.
Yeah,
which I would never do. I'm never giving them my ID, so I just will never go on it. You know?
No way. You got to go
Yeah.
on Reddit
Fair enough.
or Twitter.
Yeah, I think they did the same thing in Texas. Yeah,
That's crazy.
I mean, it'd be hard to disagree with it though. It's like if the point of it is like, let's keep 12-year-olds off of hardcore porn, like
I think that's
for
great. I think that's
3
great.
hours a night because
Yeah.
they can and their parents aren't watching them. It's like, yeah, it's probably better that we just sell. And what's the worst that could happen? I mean, like people that don't want to self-identify as adults don't get to watch porn. It's like, is it really going to hurt you? It's like, oh no, I can't use TikTok anymore. Well, I guess I get more productive hours back and lose nothing.
It's if the government could have stopped 12-year-old me from watching porn, my brain would have been wired differently.
I
true.
fully agree with that.
See, I grew up in a time where oh, children, gather around
Papa.
to learn the history of internet
Yes,
porn. Me, there was no porn videos that you could watch when I was like a young teenager.
Cranking the hog to a magazine.
Cranking the hog.
Yeah, but I was Mormon, so I didn't even have access to like a brother's porn magazines or anything. Like they just weren't available. I think the closest was.
Did you draw your own boobs?
No.
Oh, come on. Every boy's drawing their own boobs.
No, but I remember my friend telling me what vaginas looked like, and he drew it on a piece of paper, and it was literally just a line. I was like, oh, shit. That's good shit.
That's good stuff right there. Look at that slit.
No, ours was fucking dial up. So like you would find a porn picture and then you would wait for it to download line by line.
You're
of
edging.
a JPEG.
The original edging.
I was gooning off a singular picture of Jenna McCarthy that was pirated on.
And your mom's like, I need to make a phone call. You're like, hold on.
Yeah, like, wouldn't that take too long? Like, how much privacy did you have
Yes,
on the family
Max,
computer?
it would take too long. That's the point. Yes, it would take too long.
It's kind of safe,
and so
though.
what happens is you find like shitty, low quality JPEGs, that are like, basically thumbnails stretched out over an entire screen, and just be like, that looks like blurry tits. It's really doing it for me. And then eventually it got to the point where images could load okay. And then that was like, well, I'd just go to image sites and download stuff. And then the real fun stuff is like going on AOL chat rooms, and just the degeneracy that happened on AOL chat rooms.
Bryce, were you a child on AOL chat rooms?
Let me think.
Bryce was just a victim.
It's like Omegle. Yeah.
I mean, definitely. Like
we're
I
all
was
victims.
too young getting pornographic pictures sent to me in teen chat. Like teen chat
From like grown men being like, hey, check this out.
Oh, absolutely.
17-year-old Bryce.
It was the origin of
That's disgusting.
Of catfishing. It was like,
that's fucking gross.
I mean, but we participated too. Me and my friends would go on teen chat on AOL and be like, yes, we're a 17F, what is it? Age, sex, location. So 17F,
California,
Portland, Oregon.
whatever. Oh,
and then we
no,
just
you
like
said
try to
that.
catfish any rubes. And all it was either a bunch of teenagers or a bunch of pedophiles like catfishing each other.
So it's just like Omegle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you couldn't see each other.
It's like
Well, you
Club
could
Penguin.
do you could do Omegle chat. Like that's what I used to do when I was like 12 or 11 or 12, and I used
Yeah.
to say I was like 16, and then it would be like a man that was like 42. That'd be like, that's so hot.
But
I'd
then
be
we
like,
would
yeah.
DM people and then try to do a chat, like a pic exchange, or like we'd just be these horny teenage boys. Just be like, send porn, please. They're like, we'll exchange porn pics, and we'd just like send the last one that someone else sent us. And that was like, I think, but then there was like just trolls on there that would just send you like really terrible and shocking Like I think my first introduction to scat porn was on probably AOL chat. It was like someone sent me a picture of a woman shitting into some guy's mouth. I'm like, ugh. I mean, I can see her tits, but I don't like this.
You're like cropping it.
And man, can you imagine the bullet dodge there? Like that time was like, that could have been like, huh.
Really formative. Yeah.
I've never thought about someone shitting in my mouth, but it created weird feelings for me.
Stop.
And this is all I want now.
Stop, I'm going to vomit. Stop, I'm going to vomit. Stop.
Anyways, yeah.
I think it's
so.
safe
I mean,
to
now
say
that
we've
like
talked
I can
more
think
about...
of my kids like in their pre-teens having access to unlimited hardcore video porn at all times. Like, you know, they could just sneak out of their room and get on their laptops, which they each have. And it's like, oof, this is danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different thing. So like having a, you know, abstinence around porn is a good idea.
I think so too.
Whatever.
I think we can safely say that we've probably talked about poop and mouth more than any other horror movie podcast.
I know, it's so gross, guys. We're so yucky. So yucky.
Okay. So we got 3 from Buffalo Bill back to back, and then that's it.
Hey, it's Buffalo Bill. The date is 7/14. Right now, Max is streaming a cool game, and I popped in to say hi, and he asked if he could get to know me deeply and personally. And I didn't know if that was sexual or not, so I decided to call and leave a voicemail explaining a little bit about myself. You can play this in your review or just not. Your choice.
It's in the review,
Beginning
bud.
of the year, I became homeless. My family just didn't want to deal with me and my mental health. After my brother passed away, my mental health got worse and worse. Right now, I am living in a facility, and it's nice. And starting next week, I'll be moving into an apartment, slowly getting back on my feet. And a big plus has been movie or horror movie talk. Sorry. You guys, the 3 of you have been awesome and have made the crap days so much better. So that's a little bit about me. Thank you for everything. You guys are awesome. Thanks.
Well, thanks, Buffalo Bill. I'm sorry to hear that you're in such a position. I hope you land on your feet soon. Glad that you have a roof over your head.
Getting into an apartment, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm glad we can be there for you, and I'm glad you enjoy the show because we love you. We love fans like
Buffalo
you.
Bill is one of our most vocal supporters on YouTube.
And it's awesome. I love it every time I read the comments.
Yeah. He calls again. Let's see.
All right.
Hey guys, it's Buffalo Bill. Just sitting in my new apartment, watching the latest review of the movie Long Legs, which I haven't seen, but I don't care because I enjoyed the podcast.
Yay!
So I gotta say that it was a great episode, except for Max doing a game show of Cage Off, where he does Nicolas Cage versus Nicolas Cage characters, but yet he hasn't seen all the Nicolas Cage movies. So now,
or any of them.
It's just sad.
It is.
I just wish he would see all the movies. Why?
I wish I could see all of them too.
You sexy mofo, as always. Hugs. Sydney, thank you so much for keeping the guys in check. Max, I'll see you when you stream, hopefully. I know you want me on the show and everything, and maybe we can work something out with my PR team. Till then, take care, guys. Much love. Buffalo Bill.
That was cute.
I do want Buffalo Bill on the show.
That'd be sick. He is on the show right now.
Yeah,
That's
he's
true.
on the show. I'm a sexy mouthful.
I think he said mofo.
Oh, mofo?
Yeah.
It translated as mouthful. I'm like,
You're a
I'll
mouthful
take
and a
it.
half.
Either
Bryce.
way. Either way.
Mouthful. Mm.
Yo, it's your boy, Buffalo Bill, coming in with my first movie review. Just got around to watching Abigail. I usually don't watch movies when they're in theater. I usually wait a month or two. So, watched the movie, and gotta say, it wasn't bad. The way I review movies, I don't give it numbers or ratings or stars. It's would I recommend the movie to other people? Or would I watch the movie again? Or never again? Well, this movie, I would say, is a movie I would recommend to horror fans, monster fans, and it's a movie I would watch again. And rewatching your review of Abigail, I agree with everything you guys said. The last 30 minutes of the movie ruined a lot of the enjoyment. It seemed to turn into a superhero slugfest. And it's just, I wish it would have stayed with more horror. It's just, yeah, kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And the whole thing with her father showing up at the end. I think they could have used that as bait for a sequel or something. Just save her father for the part 2 or a spinoff. And speaking of spinoff, I honestly think they could do a werewolf version of this spinoff of the same universe. There's other monsters out there. And the other big gripe is it when they yelled, it's a vampire, that wasn't my first thought. I thought maybe it's a demon. Maybe it's just some random monster. But no, they were like, vampire. It didn't give me the feel of vampire. But overall, I recommend this movie. I'd watch it again. Take care. Love you guys. Bye.
Yeah, Abigail was pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, I liked it.
I agree with the end, though. Yeah. But thanks
I
for
think it's
calling so much,
on-
Buffalo Bill. We love you.
Yeah, thanks, Buffalo Bill. Glad you found an apartment for yourself.
I know, that's so
Hope things are
exciting, man.
turning up for you and your mental health is improving.
Yeah, keep us posted.
Yeah, Abigail, I think it's streaming on a bunch of places now. So it'll be a little easier to watch it.
So it's The First Omen. The First Omen's on Hulu now.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all the calls.
Thanks, guys. We love hearing from all of you. What a great array.
That was
of
nice. Those are some
voicemails.
good calls. Except
They
for
were.
David.
I know, David.
Calling to say the show sucks.
Fuck you.
You fucking whore.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Horror Movie Talk, guys. And I just want to thank a couple new patrons. We have Joseph H., we have Liz C., we have McKenna R., and we have Johnny S. Thank you so much. Lovely, lovely people. I hope you continue to enjoy the pod and the extras. And don't forget to go to patreon.com/horrormovietalk. And if you want to be on the show, because we have no more voicemails now, 682-253-4468. Thanks, guys. Love you.
Love you. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Good day, sir. You lose. Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
So I just took a stroll through the scraggly woods.
He had no face.
Wow, that didn't sound good.
Was she a great big fat person?